Hey everybody, what's good? It's been a while since you last saw me, but I am here live and living color in the flesh, and today we're going to go on another journey about to do something special for today because today is Valentine's Day. Editor's note right here. But yeah, for the most part, it's Valentine's Day. So today I'm gonna put together a little something special and I'm gonna take you guys on the journey with me. So without further ado, let's get calculating and going. Definitely gonna need this for our journey, of course, of course. Got my mask right here for the journey also. It kind of hard staying to look in this camera right there because with this, like the camera is here, but I be trying to like look at myself in the screen, but I should be honestly looking at the camera. So forgive me if I looking a little bit crazy sometimes, so I do tend to look off camera. Got my keys right here, so let's get going. Alright, so here I am. I found something very interesting in this place that I want to get for this next episode. So I'm just gonna walk up, go in, obtain the item, and get out of here. So here I am. Oh, there we go. Bottom. Right there. Right in front. This thing. Yeah. I'm gonna be getting this. So we already know what's gonna be going on. Cause I get in this thing. Let me just go cash out. Alright, the purchase was made. Heading back to the car, and we going to part 2. Sanitization. There you go. On to the next spot. Yep, so we back here again. I'll pick up some ingredients because you know what's going down. You know what it is already from you see that frame mode. So gonna get that little Valentine's Day special out there. Walking. I get the dry ingredients first. Well, the dry ingredients in quotation marks. Bah, right in my face. This one seemed a little bit bigger, and I need this to be sweet. So, with these. Alright, so I was looking for graham crackers, but I just couldn't find any of those, so we just gonna get some digestives. Just as good. Put that in there. Alright, we can need definitely some cherry top filling. Of course, I like it saying more cherry, so let's do this. Put that in here. Definitely need some of this, some vanilla extract. Let's put that in here. You need some unsalted butter. Let's put that in here. Definitely some cream cheese. 4 sticks of this. Oh, she clumsy me. Put these in here. Definitely need some sour cream. Put that in here. I think this is everything that I need so far. I think anything else I have at my place. So let's go cash out. Mission accomplished. Let's sanitize. There we go. And now that we have everything, there we go. Don't mind the hand soap. I just had to get some extra little stuff. But now it's time to go back home and bake this up. So now that we have all of our ingredients, let's get this process started. First things first, we'll need to let the cream cheese, butter, and eggs come down to room temperature if you had them in the fridge. While this is happening, it's good to start with the crust. I bought some digestive biscuits, as you can see here, for my crust because unfortunately the store I went to didn't have any graham crackers. But feel free to use any form of cookies for a crust, they all work just as fine. I'll be crushing my biscuits into fine pieces with a Ziploc bag and a rolling pin to make my crust, because I'm not fortunate enough to have a KitchenAid stand mixer. But for those of you who do have one, first of all, I hate you, and second, feel free to use it, it's much easier. I'm just playing, by the way, don't use it. Crush your biscuits by hand like a real champion. Once you have your biscuits finely crushed, get a bowl to place them in and then start on melting your butter to mix in to make the crust. I used an entire pack of digestives, which was 17 cookies to make my crust, but feel free to use more for a thicker crust if you'd like. Once your butter is melted, unsalted butter preferably, mix it in with your crumbs. You should need about 6 tablespoons, but use your discretion so that your crust is fully binded together. Give that a mix and on to the next step. Grab your springform pan and let's pour this crust in there. We can use a straight glass to press down the crust and spread it a bit to make sure the entire bottom of the pan is covered, and make sure to smoothen it out when you're done. After that, we want to place it in the oven at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 7 minutes. We just want the crust to get a bit golden brown. Once that is done, set your crust aside and let's get started on the cheesecake batter. We're going to pull up a bowl to mix our ingredients in. We need 4 packs of cream cheese for this cake. By this time, they should have already been softened because you let them sit out. Now, we add them to the bowl. Get your handy dandy whisk, except for you annoying stand mixers. Give them a little mix and then on to the next step. Next, we'll add in our sweetening agent. I like to use sweetened milk for this step as it is creamy and sweet altogether, but you could use sugar if you'd like, 1 3/4 cups to be precise, or a little less if you don't have a sweet tooth like I do. I use 2 cans. Here's the first can, and I don't use this sparingly. I like to use every drip, and then the second can. Now we mix it up. Now we add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, although I hate salt, but add it anyway because balance is always necessary. Give it a mix. You may have remembered that I had sour cream earlier in the video. Well, now is the time to use it. Get about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of the stuff and dump it in there. Give it a stir. Next, add in 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, or just pull every last drip from the bottle like I did. Promise I'll get some more after this. Give it a mix and marvel at the marble pattern that forms, and then on to the next step. Next, we'll be adding flour to bind it together. Here, we have a handy dandy sieve so that we can evenly and gradually add the flour. We'll need about 3 tablespoons. Mix in after adding each tablespoon. Finally, we'll add some eggs into the mix, 4 to be exact. I left them out to come down to room temperature. Not a must,
but I like to give myself a placebo effect and think that helps them to mix in better and easier. We'll add in the eggs one at a time. We're going to stir that up and admire how silky smooth our mixture has become. With our smooth and creamy batter, we're going to pour it into our spring-form pan, ensuring that we get every drop in there to maximize goodness. Once we have it set and ready for the oven, I've placed it on a baking pan to handle it better. We'll place it into the oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes, and then drop it to 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes. I say this because even though some ovens may need about 30 to 40 minutes, mine really gets the job done, and you'll see that some of my cake accidentally got dark. Now that we have it out of the oven, let it rest for about 30 minutes to an hour. I'm sure it's pretty tired after being in the oven, and then you refrigerate it for about 4 hours or so, or overnight to let it set. Letting your cheesecake set is a very important step. Don't forget it. Now that we let it set, it's time to apply the topping. Release it from its spring-form pan and be generous with the toppings here. Make sure to cover every inch of the cake. And there we have it, a cherry cheesecake ready to eat. I won't be cutting the cake and tasting the cake on camera as that footage got corrupted unfortunately, but just know that it was amazing. Well, we've come to the end of this episode. Look out for more videos like this and other content on this channel. As you know, I've been your favorite Non Bae, and thanks for watching. Peace.